Hey, what's up, players? Hope you are doing well. Just want to take an opportunity to talk about a few games that I've been playing lately. It's not going to be like a whole word of mouth. I would potentially like to do a full word of mouth on these games, but this is just me just talking about some games that I've been playing. So lately I've been playing Fighting EX Layer because it had a huge sale, which currently is 99 cents. You can't beat that. And I found out recently is that they're doing a thing where in celebration of Eureka's 30th anniversary, they've actually released a beta build of a version of Fighting EX Layer where they essentially turn it into a 3D fighting game. Think Virtua Fighter 3's system of having a dedicated button for sidestepping as opposed to fully 8-way directional movement. I remember seeing Justin Wong play this a while ago and thinking, dude, this is so cool, but it was never made public until now. I'm not sure how long this promotion is going on for because I know it's in celebration of the 30th anniversary. So if you have the game, you can have access to this beta build. I'm not sure if these will go away at a certain point, but I think that this is well worth the price. I'm still learning my ways around the main game, so I really just wanted to kind of talk about this beta build and then I can talk about the main game once I've played more of it down the line. In this beta build, the only two characters that are playable are Terry and Alan. I will say right off the bat that this build is not optimized and they were trying to keep it a secret. They even just straight up said, yeah, this isn't going to be optimized. There's no settings or anything. I'm just putting this out there. Definitely feels rough because the frame rate is all over the place, and like I said, you can't tweak performance or any of that stuff, but it's still pretty cool to see this be made available. Funny enough, in the announcement notes for this beta build, the developer even said right before publishing the code, we discovered a bug where during CPU matches, the CPU walks in the air when air guarding. We decided to pretend we didn't see it and proceed with the code release. Bro, I respect it. Alright, so I know I'm a very mediocre fighting game player and I haven't played the main Fighting EX Layer that fully yet, but bro, I'm just getting my butt whooped. Bro, there was a crazy amount of input reading here where it feels like I'm playing an SNK game. I only got 2 rounds, I don't know how many times I played, and it was only due to timeouts. Regardless, I think this is really cool. I don't know if Eureka plans to expand upon this. They said that they weren't going to expand on this specific update, and I know they're pretty busy with bouncing between different projects, but I'm wondering once things clear up if we can finally get a follow-up to Fighting EX Layer, and if so, if they'll go with this style, because I kind of really like this. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, at the time of this recording, this game is only 99 cents, and then it comes with this beta build, so you can just check it out yourself. In the meantime, I will mess around with the main game of Fighting EX Layer, and then maybe I'll talk about that separately. Maybe, I don't know. Let me know. The next game that I want to talk about is Atelier, Sophie, the Alchemist of the Mysterious Book. I think I'm at the tail end of finally beating this game because I started this back in 2021, I believe was when I first started this game. I actually have the vanilla version of the game because right now if you search for this game, it's actually the DX version that's widely available. I don't know if I'm missing too much out of the DX version as opposed to the vanilla one, but I'm having a great time with it. This is my first game in the series and I really enjoy it. You don't need to play every single game. You may find some recurring elements or arcs that build off of one another, but for the most part, you can just jump into any game and know how it goes from beginning to end in just that one game. It does seem like common elements that are throughout most of the games are the alchemy system, which is this game's crafting system, foraging, which is going out in the map and finding material to craft. Combat system, this game is a turn-based RPG, but some installments do change into more of a real-time system. I know I played a demo of Atelier Yumiya, and that's more of a interesting real-time system, but I think traditionally the series is most known for its turn-based JRPG combat. Another key feature of the games is some element of time management. Some games were a lot more strict about being able to manage your time well and get different endings based on what you did within a certain in-game time frame. Some games are more lax. I think in this game it's a lot more lax about completing it basically at your own pace. Like you still have a day and night system, I think there's only one ending from what I understand instead of multiple endings depending on what you're able to do. Depending on how you feel about time managing, that can possibly be an element of stress, but for some people they might enjoy that kind of thing. It seems like with this game, it's you just go at your own pace sort of thing. There's no deadline necessarily to worry about. And another element that the games share is that it's just overall pretty cozy. It's just a very enjoyable experience. I don't know if I would classify this game as a traditional cozy game, because I think cozy games like Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, Harvest Moon, or Story of Seasons, and all the millions of cozy games that you can find out there now. What I like about this game, as opposed to those games, not that there's anything wrong with them, it's just that I like the balance between having a chill, cozy environment, but then also having a combat system that I'm familiar with, which is the turn-based JRPG combat. I don't know, something about having the balance between cozy and throwing hands that I tend to appreciate a little bit more than just cozy and nothing else. Kind of similar to how I find the original Spyro games on the PS1 as cozy, even though those aren't classified as cozy as well. That's a whole different topic. I talked about that a while ago. Maybe I can talk about it more. But other games that I find as cozy but not cozy. But let's get back to this game. There's not much story in Atelier, Sophie, at least from what I can tell so far. It's very slice of life, very low stakes kind of thing. There are key moments that happen, particularly with Sophie's book companion Plakta, but it's few and far between. It's very just low stakes kind of thing, which is totally fine. I'm not sure if that'll change by the end of the game, but if this is your kind of jam, I would highly recommend this game. Last game that I want to talk about is Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. Man, I'm loving this game. It's so good. I've talked about the game previously in the open network test a while back, but it wasn't until recently that I was finally able to get the full game, so I'm not going to retread too many of my thoughts here that I said there, so feel free to check out that previous video. I like how huge the roster is. I'm finally able to play additional Sonic characters such as Blaze the Cat, or in my opinion, Blaze the Goat, Rouge the Bat, Silver the Hedgehog, SpongeBob, and Patrick are now available. Pac-Man is out, and that is so incredibly cool. You can not play Saz or Savik. Characters that I'm really excited to play are going to be Tango and Whisper when they come out, because I haven't kept up with it recently, but I was really into reading the IDW Sonic comics, and I just adored those characters. Online is still a lot of fun and just as sweaty as I remember from the open network test. So far I haven't tweaked my build too much because I'm too lazy to optimize my build, but so far I've been doing pretty well. So I guess it won't be until I start reaching the higher ranks that I should start paying attention to optimizing my build. A huge game changer that I found out while looking up tips for this game is with drifting. If you need to make a tighter turn while drifting, if you let go of the gas button while holding down your drift, you can make those turns a lot easier without hitting the wall. I don't know why I didn't even think about that, because that's kind of the same strategy that I used in Mario Kart 8 200cc, where kind of a similar thing, but in that game I would be braking while drifting. That's a strategy that works in this game as well. I don't so much brake, I just take off the gas while drifting. Man, that helps so much, especially since you lose rings when you hit the wall, and rings are really important to gain top speed. Yeah, the rivals in online will definitely take advantage if you do not know how to avoid hitting the walls while drifting, because man, those rivals are way too good. They're just as sweaty as the online matches, man. Like, there have been so many times that I've reset so many times. It's a lot of fun. It definitely is keeping me engaged. Like, I feel like I am working a lot harder in the single player to try to get first than I've ever had in Mario Kart. Something that I found interesting while playing this game is, while I've been learning Japanese, which, side note, I will be talking about that in a separate video. While I've been learning Japanese is that the dialogue is actually pretty different between the Japanese voiceover and the English voiceover. there's definitely a lot of localization to the point where the characteristics seem a little bit different between the two languages, and the interactions are even slightly different. I noticed that at first when I booted up the game, I switched the language to Japanese while keeping the English UI. And while playing the Rivals matches, I could tell with my very limited Japanese that something seemed a little bit different between what the characters were saying in Japanese and what I was reading in the subtitles. But the thing is, I couldn't fully put my finger on because I'm still pretty new. So what I ended up doing was I would switch the UI also to Japanese. So I played the game entirely in Japanese, and then I would have a separate program open on the side called Kamui, which I will talk about in the Japanese learning video. And what was interesting is that what the characters were saying in Japanese and what the text was saying matched up word for word for what they were actually saying in Japanese. But what they were saying in Japanese, but what would be present in the English, was really different. So that was really throwing me off. There's actually a great video out there that showcases the difference between the English subtitles and what the English subtitles would actually look like if they were taken from the Japanese voiceovers. I'll probably link that somewhere here. But yeah, I thought it was very interesting. Okay, kind of got sidetracked by talking about localizations and all that, but overall the game is a lot of fun. If you enjoy Mario Kart, you'll love this game. If you enjoyed Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, I think you'll definitely enjoy this game, especially if they start bringing in more Sega characters, because we have Hatsune Miku, then you got Ichiban, you got Joker from Persona, there's Knights, there's Ai from Super Monkey Ball, and I'm pretty sure they're going to add more Sega characters so that this will essentially be another Sega crossover racing game, which I am all for. I wouldn't say get this game at full price for $70. If you can get this on sale, which is what I did, which is why it took me a long time to finally get this game, I would definitely recommend a sale. But yeah, this game is a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. And that's going to be it for games that I've been playing lately. Let me know down below if you've played any of these games and what your thoughts are, or let me know what you're currently playing as well. If you're looking for a non-denominational church, down in the description below will be a link to a church locator. Also down there, you'll find a link to two Discords, my Discord and the Discord to the Christian fighting game community. Feel free to join those if you'd like. Last but not least, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more of what I put out. Sorry, I don't know why in the world when I started recording my nose just started getting really stuffy. I apologize if I sound weird. But hey, thank you so much for watching, y'all. Take care, and until next time, peace.